thoughts, billionaire dreams. I know niggas who played ball and gave it up for lean.
Millionaire thoughts, billionaire dreams, but my account in overdraft, I'm about to scream.
Rich man greed,
A poor man prayers,
every man bleeds.
but look how God made us.
Too many losses, it's only right that we win. Yeah, I made a promise I'm never gonna lose again.
Yo, what's going on? It's your boy SL550, and this is the N.G.L.A podcast. Listen, man, today I've been having a lot of difficulties with the stream. For some reason, I guess it's maybe the weather or something like that. My internet Wi-Fi keep messing up. But listen, man, we're going to keep the video nice and short today. We're going to get into a few videos. But before we do that, make sure y'all like, share, subscribe to the channel. Y'all know how this goes, man. The more you subscribe, the more you like, the more the algorithm of this channel gets put out there into the world, man. So if y'all like dope content, real content from someone who's going to keep it authentic at all times about every and anything, and so subscribe. Just subscribe, bro. Subscribe. It costs you nothing. It costs you nothing to subscribe to the channel and support a young man trying to make it in this industry, man. So without further ado, let's get into this. I want to get into this video about Tucker Carlson comments on the Steve Bannins show. So let's get straight into it.
Trump, Tucker Carlson comes out and says a few words on, I think it was the Steve Bannon, and he had a couple different tweets, Rob. I don't know if you have the tweets. I don't know if you have the videos. Whichever ones you want to prepare. I'm just going to go right into the story here of what happened with
Never in our lifetimes have we been closer to a complete
Trump, Tucker Carlson comes out and says a few words on, I think it was the Steve Bannon, and he had a couple different tweets, Rob. I don't know if you have the tweets. I don't know if you have the videos. Whichever ones you want to prepare. I'm just going to go right into the story here of what happened with Trump and Tucker. Is this the clip of him and Steve Bannon? So here's the issue with Israel, Iran. There's a camp that says, attack, let's take out Iran. You know, Scott Jennings from CNN comes out and says that, argues U.S. should bomb key Iranian nuclear sites. And a lot of people are on the same page with him, but there's a complete different side. Jennings, one of the most effective defenders of President Trump on cable news, wrote from Jerusalem, Israel on Sunday that U.S. should bomb Iran nuclear facilities at Fordo. My thoughts from Jerusalem: Israel is on the brink of remaking the Middle East and ending the biggest sponsor of radical Islam terrorism in the world. Trump's strategic part in this move was brilliant. Trump has stated correctly that there can be no peace if Iran obtains a nuclear weapon. This is a tenet of America's first foreign policy. The Iranian terror regime has never been weaker. Thank you, Israel. This is what he says. The chance to end them as a destabilizing force cannot be dismissed. In my opinion, Trump would be justified in taking out Fordo nuclear enrichment facility. It would be a righteous decision, and if he does it, no question in my mind that he would deserve the Nobel Prize. This is a once-in-a-generation chance to make the world safer and defend Western civilization. Bomb Fordo, destroy the Iranian octopus, restore deterrence, win the Nobel, America first hashtag. That's Scott Jennings. And then here is Tucker Carlson on Steve Bannon talking about the same issue. Very different opinion. Go for it.
Yo, before we get into that, I want to say that what's crazy is that I believe that this whole situation with the Middle East, man, it's hard to say, man, because, I'm an American Muslim. I love Islam. So, of course, I'm going to love my sisters and brothers over there in the Middle East who is going through these hard times. And it's tough, man, because these extreme Muslims give Islam and Muslims a bad name all around the world. And it's just what it is. And I really believe that you may have people who are affected by the propaganda, and they become these extreme Muslims because they have this ideology of hate America. America is the enemy. And I believe that people do get caught up in that. But I believe that the leaders of these regimes aren't are bought and paid for. That's basically what I believe, you know, because I know that Islam is a beautiful religion, and these extreme Muslims just give Islam a bad name, and it's sad, man, to be honest, because there's a lot of beautiful men and women in the Middle East who don't condone in this ideology, man. It's a bunch of brainwashing. But yeah, that I just wanted to say that before we get into the rest of this video. Let's get it.
Rob.
I actually really love Trump. I think he's a deeply humane, kind person. And I am saying this because I'm really afraid that my country's going to be further weakened by this. I think we're going to see the end of American empire, obviously. Other nations would like to see that, and this is a perfect way to scuttle the USS America on the shoals of Iran. But it's also going to end, I believe, Trump's presidency and effectively end it. And so that's why I'm saying this.
What do you mean by that? That's coming from you. That's
you get. Look, I knew Bush. I knew George W. Bush. We had, family connections to Bush. I knew Bush personally. I still see Bush sometimes, and of course, he hates me, and he does because I criticized him on Iraq, and that war is the sum total, from a historical perspective, of his administration. But I knew him, and he had all kinds of plans for the things that he wanted to do. But once domestically,
right,
to improve the country.
Right.
And you may agree or disagree, but like in his mind, he wasn't just about the invasion of Iraq in March of 2000.
Oh, no. He was going to redo Social Security.
100%,
He had all this,
100%.
all types of. He was going to take care of the entitlements issue.
And he really thought it was going to work.
Yep.
And you could laugh at that or whatever, but the point is, the second you get enmeshed in a real war, not a fake, let's go bomb the villagers and declare success, though we don't even have a good track record. Like, why are the Houthis still there?
No,
I mean, there's a whole other question,
right,
which is how prepared is the U.S. military for a real conflict? And the answer is totally unprepared. Scary unprepared. I don't
Okay,
think
so
people
that's that.
understand
They go.
But anyway,
do you have the tweet, Rob, of what Tucker said? Do you have the tweet on Mark Levin, all these other guys?
I can find it.
So anyway, so while that's happening, somebody asked President Trump about Tucker Carlson. I don't know if you saw this one. Did you see what he said?
Live?
Live. Somebody asked President Trump, Rob, I sent you the clip if
I
you
have
have
it.
that. Here's when he's asked, out of nowhere, hey, about Tucker Carlson, watch what he says. Go for it.
What is your response to Tucker Carlson criticizing you, saying that you were complicit in the war?
I don't know what Tucker Carlson is saying. Let him go get a television network and say it so that people listen.
And quickly, have you spoken to...
Well, damn.
Vinny, thoughts on this entire exchange?
On this exchange?
So not just this exchange. You have Scott Jennings, one camp that's saying attack, take him out. You got one camp saying no, don't do it. Where are you at with it?
Just in a nutshell, Pat.
At the end of the day, I mean, listen, Tucker Carlson, and even, you heard the comments from Scott Jennings, they want this to be done, man. People have this, they already have their thoughts on these extreme Muslims, because that's what I'm gonna call them, because they don't represent the whole of Islam. They don't, but they have their opinions already. They want to go in there, bro. It's a lot of it's mixed on both sides. You got people that don't want to get involved, and you got people who feel strongly about getting involved and going to handle business. And Trump, you can obviously see in that video right there that Trump is annoyed. You know what I'm saying? And it's gaslighting, bro. The news loves that, bro. They love the opportunity to have somebody who is in favor of Trump, who say something that might oppose Trump's opinion on whatever it is, and they love it. They love it. They couldn't wait.
I mean, listen, you got to tip your hat to Bibi Netanyahu just from the jump. Every single time this guy has asked for a war and wanted us to get involved, it has worked. Libya, Afghanistan, Iraq, every time. If Trump is warning and we're sending airplanes and we're sending all this stuff, that guy wants it, that guy gets it, okay? And this whole situation, Pat, let's just be honest. Tucker has not shifted. Besides being America first, we don't want any new wars. This is what we were talking about. Yes. This is what we were promised. I don't want another war. Period. And I don't know how does it flip? And that's my question back to you guys. How do you go from no to peace treaty to this to absolutely no war, and then all of a sudden it flips? It's just a complete 180. And it's like I don't understand it. He was pro peace, and then Mike Waltz got caught in those rooms with the Israeli signal chat. Trump got pissed off at Bibi. He's like, "What the hell are you doing?" He goes overseas for those meetings. He doesn't even meet with Bibi. So there's beef. There was beef there, and then all of a sudden now they have nuclear weapons. And if you saw Tulsi Gabbard in March, she said the United States intelligence community continues to assess that Iran is not building a nuclear weapon, and Supreme Leader Khomeini has not authorized a nuclear weapon program that he suspended in 2003. Okay, by the way, and then Trump says she has no idea what she's talking about. So you mean to tell me the director of national intelligence isn't intelligent on this topic? And it's like, here's my thing, Pat. I've been getting a lot of messages from people from Iran and everything like that. I just hate the games that are being played, okay, especially with Bibi Netanyahu. If you want regime change, which I know he does, just say it. Stop with the nonsense about Iran trying to assassinate Donald Trump and trying to drag us into it, okay? You don't need to do all that shit. Just say you want it. There's 90 million people there. I got a message on Minek this morning, Pat. I got to show you this. Just really fast. This is a guy on Minek that's Iranian. And you know what his attitude is? He's like, listen, you guys are on. You guys are getting pulled into another war. He goes, the Iranian people need change, but not through war, through their own will, through protests. That's how real, lasting change happens. Not other countries going in and saying, this is what you need. Okay? And in regard to the nuclear stuff, Pat, this is my assessment is that every country has, because I know everybody's attitude is, well, why do they have nuclear facilities and all that stuff? Every country has nuclear energy. That's not the issue. It's transparency. That's why we have the IAEA. It's the International Atomic Energy Agency. Their job is to verify that nobody's building bombs, okay? Iran signed it. They go there. They check on their shit. Israel doesn't sign it. Israel's not involved in it. And as everybody always says, and Adam, you've said it before, Israel doesn't have nuclear weapons. Yes, they do. And you know why? Nobody can go in there and see what they're doing. I don't like the attitude. I don't like the flip-flop. I don't want, because everybody's going to say, Pat, well, we need to take them out. They're building a bomb. He's been saying it since 2012. I don't believe it. That's my point of view.
Tom,
that's
thoughts?
It. So there's a lot in there to unpack. I mean, we're seeing Netanyahu, we're seeing Scott Jennings, just seeing things. So let me start with Scott Jennings really, really quick. Scott Jennings is not out there like a Nikki Haley war hawk. Let's go fight. Let's just go dive in. What Jennings said, he used the word Trump can't miss. Let's not miss the opportunity to conclusively end the nuclear threat from Iran, and let's not miss the opportunity to remake the Middle East. If Trump did something supportive, he would be justified, is what Jennings said, and I think he should get the Peace Prize. That is a hell of a lot different from the war hawks that are out there saying, you know, there's just sheer bloodlust. Let's go, 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 go. So I think the media is trying to make Jennings sound a little bit more war hawkish than he was there, especially because he talks about a quick action and then ending with the Peace Prize. Now, to Netanyahu, yeah, I mean, there haven't been, we can talk about inspectors throughout the Middle East, but, you know, there have not been inspectors that have successfully, you know, gone through Israel and, by the way, Arab countries who have their motives and they're trying to start trouble of their own, you know, have said, you know, hey, if you're going to inspect us, you got to inspect everybody. And so that's how I feel about that. But right now, I also think Netanyahu's being pretty shrewd because they say there's 60% of the people in Iran want regime change. We've seen the videos of people cheering. And so when Netanyahu goes out and says, let's make Iran great again, I don't have a problem with you. I have a problem with your government. He's really trying to stoke the protests and stoke the opposition party to go do its thing. But, you know, he's no saint, but that's what's going on in my view.
Adam.
Yeah, man. Listen, if y'all want to check out the rest of that video, go to the PBD podcast, man, and check him out. PBD is dope, man. I like his content, man. Them guys are doing great shit over there. But you know, the moral of the story is that Trump, you could tell Trump really doesn't want to start a new war. But at the same time, the Iranian people are kind of forcing his hand. So he's you know, the way it's looking though, man, the way the projection is in the news and stuff like that, because you can kind of tell when you because I don't watch the news, but I watch certain people like Scott Jennings who go to battle and debate these liberals on I think they on NBC, I think one of them anyway. But I follow certain news lines, and you can kind of see the direction of where it's kind of going, depending on who's saying what. You know what I mean? So when you got Scott Jennings, who is very rational, saying what he's saying, like let's take this opportunity, then it definitely is this is scary, man. But we're gonna keep this video nice and short today, man, because I've been having some technical difficulties. I had another video I wanted to play by Victor Hansen, but I ain't gonna be able to get into that video. So we're gonna get straight into this. I've been doing all politics, so I want to get into my Eagles. That's why I got this Eagles outfit on today. I'm pressed for a little time, man, unfortunately, but we're gonna get into this Eagles video and talk about the Eagles a little bit, man, because camp is near and the season starts. I believe less than 100 days, so it's definitely, I can't wait, man. We going for that repeat. So let's get into this video right here.
Philadelphia Eagles training camp is right around the corner.
Trump, Tucker Carlson.
Philadelphia Eagles training camp is right around the corner, and in the months leading up to it, a handful of players have really put the NFL on notice, as these Eagles have been dominating during the offseason, whether it's been at OTAs, minicamp, or just with their individual workouts, and that includes some of the Birds' biggest stars, along with some young up-and-coming playmakers, and a few sleepers as well. So in this video, I'm going to talk about 13 Philadelphia Eagles who have dominated during the NFL offseason, so let's get started right now. So as of right now, it is currently summer break in Philadelphia, as the Eagles just wrapped up their spring training period this past week with their lone practice of mandatory minicamp, that being on June 10th. And of course, they also had 6 individual on-field practices during OTAs before that as well. So obviously, a lot of news reports and information has come out over these past several weeks, all of which I've covered here on this channel, and I'm going to be doing the same thing for training camp, so make sure you guys subscribe and you turn on notifications so you don't miss anything. But as I was saying, a ton of new developments have come out this spring during OTAs and minicamp, and in particular, a bunch of players have really stood out and have given fans a reason to be excited ahead of training camp. So let's start out with the face of the Eagles franchise and leader of the team and quarterback Jalen Hurts, as a lot has been made about how he's looked during the Eagles practices in both OTAs and in minicamp. As when it was all said and done, the media was present at 3 total practices, and in those practices, Hurts was surgical, as he went 50 for 55 on his throws, along with a touchdown and also no interceptions. And yes, look, obviously practices in the spring with no live contact can only tell you so much, but you gotta admit, it's awesome to hear that Hurts has been lighting it up at practice, and also that he's improved dramatically as a practice player in recent years. As according to the guy who keeps track of all these stats, that being reporter Elliot Shore-Parks, Hurts is clearly processing and reading the defense much quicker than he used to, and is just overall playing the quarterback position much more efficiently in practice.
Having watched all of Jalen's practices since he was drafted back in 2020, you can really see in practice the difference in him now as a quarterback versus obviously as a rookie. Like he just plays the position so much better even now than he did probably 2 years ago. 2 years ago in practice, I remember talking on air with you guys about it. Like he would hold on to the ball so much. There would be so many 7-on-7 reps where he would hold on to the ball. And in 7-on-7, the ball should never be held like that.
My bad. I just want to say real quick that I was one of the few, probably the only one, when we got Jalen Hurts, who was riding with him from the jump. When I watched him in preseason, I said, he's going to be great. Give him a couple years, let him develop. He's going to be great. Even Carlson Wentz, when I seen Carlson Wentz when he came in preseason, I'm an Eagles fan, and you know, Eagles fans can be crazy. Me, I'm a rational Eagles fan, but I'm a sports fan. I love the game. At the end of the day, I said Carlson Wentz was nice. What'd he do? He played great. His problem was he wasn't really coachable. You seen it on and off the field. And that whole Super Bowl, that thing kind of really, really melted his career, because when you got that big of a buildup and then you get that big injury like that, it's already hard to come back from injuries. Then when you have your backup quarterback, Nick Foles, who's never been a great starter ever his whole career, but he played the best, 6 games of his career, period. And he won the Super Bowl. And then they did all the extra stuff. That really got to him on a personal note. And then they rushed him back. That was what hurt Carson Wentz. And ultimately, Jalen Hurts, not only did I see the potential in the game, because he has a great game, strong arm, nice, accurate. It's always room for improvement. The one thing that made me know that Jalen Hurts was going to be great was the fact of his character. People don't understand how much character plays a role in any game, in anything, really. His character, he shows it on and off the field. He's a winner. And that's what you need in this game. Not somebody who is, look what happened to Baker Mayfield. He had that one good season, and this is what the NFL does that I don't like. They hype it up because they want to make the money off it. Understandable. But some people, they embrace that hype, and then now you got to live up to it. You feel what I'm saying? So now you put all this extra pressure on you, so when you don't perform, it really can fuck you up. It's not high school no more. It's not even college. And college is a big thing. It's the NFL, bro. It's the best of the best. So it's different. Jalen Hurts always been here. Always stayed right there, bro. He never got up here, never went down there. Excuse me. Always stayed right here, bro. And that's what you need in this game, bro. You need somebody that it doesn't matter if you win a Super Bowl or you lose a Super Bowl. Understand that you're going to come back and you're going to get better. And every single year, Jalen Hurts has got better, bro. That boy he different, man. And listen, anybody that knows me, they could tell you, nah, SL, he definitely been riding with Jalen Hurts for sure.
And it was happening 4 or 5 times a practice. Now, he barely ever holds the ball. If there's nothing there, he is dumping the ball down, getting rid of it. And that just wasn't happening. I remember as a rookie, like players laughing at him during the drill, being like, throw the ball. And obviously that's a rookie. He's a far way away from that now. But you can just see how much better he is at playing the position of quarterback now than he was, again, like 2 years ago even.
Again, obviously, it's only spring practice, so you can't read too much into it. But to hear that Hurts has significantly improved at reading the defense and just getting rid of the ball faster, even if it is just in practice, is definitely awesome to hear. And a great sign moving forward because, if it's happening in practice, it's only a matter of time before it really starts consistently translating during games as well. And personally, I just cannot wait to see what QB1 has in store for 2025 because I feel like he still just has so much room to grow. Also, I want to give a huge shout out to the sponsor of today's video.
Yeah, man. So I'm kind of pressed with time right now. So, man, I've been held up with these. Even right now, it's showing that my video is lagging. I got to figure this out, man, because it's super frustrating. I definitely got the video thing down to where my videos are going to play good quality, straight through, no lagging. Now I just got to get this whole visual right it's basically this whole thing with YouTube and the bit rate and all this, man. It's just stupid, man. But listen, man, shout out to the Eagles. We definitely going for the repeat this year, man. And we not playing with nobody. We winning at least 14 games this year, going back to the dance. and we gonna make it shake. And I hope they don't do what Kansas City did. All that shit talking, 3-peat, bop, 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 bop. I told everybody from the beginning, Jalen Hurts is not playing. He is a winner. He is a winner, bro. This dude is a fucking gladiator, bro. Like, and now we got Saquon. Oh my God, man. Listen. The team just keeps getting better and better, man. Shout out to Howie Roseman, man, because after that motherfucking year, when he didn't draft Justin Jefferson, I was fucking sick. Super sick, bro. I didn't understand it. I really was ready to be done with Howie. But at the end of the day, man, after that season, he really stepped up, started making great financial decisions, and then picking great players after that, man. So shout out to Howie, man. He definitely the GOAT right now, man. But listen, man, this is the N.G.L.A. podcast, man. I hope that most of this video came through fine. And it's like I said, man, the content is only going to get better. It's going to be lit, bro. I'm telling you, I'm going to have more dope content, more dope conversation. We're going to find a way to, bring guests in and all of that. So let's make sure y'all like, share, subscribe to the channel, man. And fuck with your boy SL550 and the N.G.L.A. podcast, man. Make sure y'all subscribe, bro. Please subscribe to the channel, man. And thanks to everybody who has already subscribed and for my future subscribers, baby.